Hey YouTube, what's up? This is the Reluctant Nabi. Um, Oi to the band, to my people out in Brazil. Hey to my French-speaking people, people out in France. Bonjour mes amis. Um, Kedu for my Igbo-speaking people. Um, Vasislos out in Deutschland. And Ni hao ma, um, for my peeps out in California, for my friends out in California. Um, anyway, this video is coming to you and had an idea to do this, but kind of pushed to do it by Boss Hogg. All right. And I am so in agreement with his statement, right? And so I wanted to illustrate what he was talking about. And Boss Hogg wrote in my comments section, black females send their sons out with toy guns to get murdered so they can sue um, the state for millions. It's the new hustle. Watch all the stories that come out about the boys getting gunned down by cops. Question: why do they buy BB guns? Um, why don't they buy BB guns for their daughters? Don't they need to learn how to protect themselves as well? If you have time to go over all the stories last year about these women, these shootings involving black males and cops and single black mothers. Oh, if you have time, go over all these stories last year about these shootings involving black males, cops, and single black mothers. Also, black females know that their children are worth more dead than alive. Look at all the GoFundMe from stories from black females. All right. So this is Boss Hall, right? And I am in total agreement with him. And so, as a reminder of everything that happened last year, I wanted to include not only just the shootings, but every ill thing that happened to either black children or black men, where the women, the black women, made money from something that was either disastrous or could have been disastrous. Okay? So this is something that they did, they caused either by their hate behavior or directly where they profited from. Basically, all right. Now, I put up a video called Black Women Get the Sympathy of Simps and All Other Manner of People. All right. And it's kind of sad, right? It's like black women are growing out up with no respect for men, no, definitely no love for men, no matter how much they take care of them or anything. They have no love for men. They can turn on a man in a minute. I'm going through some mess again. Uh, Now, unfortunately, because I have my stuff together, you know, it's an inconvenience to me. Well, more so inconvenience for the CPS lady. But like I said, I'm raising two nieces, and I constant CPS is constantly visiting my home because every time I do something that one of the girls don't like, she'll make up a story, tell CPS. It's gotten so bad that she tell her friends to do the same thing, and she's lost her best friend behind that. But in her little mind, she don't care because she has learned from these black women to not have respect for any man, period. I mean, period. Everywhere she goes, there's this is what she learned. Manipulation. She's learning it from the friends at school whose mother is teaching them, and then they come and teach the children I'm raising. The children I'm raising, I have to demand respect in the house and just cut off things. And I want to do good things for them. I want to do things for them, but I'm not doing crap for them until they learn to respect me. Period. Shoot, I'm just the uncle. See, I was raising them as my children, but realized that I am just the uncle, especially in their eyes. All right. And that's not lost on me. No one can replace the mother. Um, we saw a social worker, and she said a mother can set the child on fire, and that child will still cut for that mother. So this is the influence of mothers in today's United States. Before, you didn't want to shame the father because it was his last name that you were messing up. But because of the mentality of the women that don't need no man, didn't want good men around, um, and that is working out to their benefit, but at the cost of our children. All right. And so we're going to look at thug love relationships. And this is the epitome. And this is not a one time thing. This is just the epitome of what's going on. All right. And I'm using these cases because these happen to be the most public of the three things of cases that happen with black women involved. These are the most public, but these aren't the only ones. There is a plethora of other cases, but these are the most public. All right. I'll get to the woman on the left because we're going to concentrate more on her. But basically, Juanita Gibson, the false rape charges, her mom gets millions, spends all that before she's 25, and the dude that gets accused, a black man, I did this story, so go look it up. The dude that gets accused loses his football career, loses college. He now plays for the Falcons. All right, but her mom made millions because her mom sued the school and the school board for her lie and was able to get millions. And her lie put a man in prison. All right. Remember Shanisha Taylor? She left children in the car, then was teary eyed in a photo. White people got a hold to her story, donated $114,000, and told her she had to put $60,000 away for her children. She did not. Then they went down to $40,000. She still did not. She was buying Coors. She was buying name brand everything for herself. Didn't do crap for her children. And you know what she got? A lot of money and 18 years of probation. All right. And so we're going to get to this woman on the left. We're going to concentrate more on her. All right. And let's start off with what the real deal was in the reports.
Tell me, Mr. McCarthy, what evidence is there that helped you arrive at this horrible conclusion that the boy was targeted and really assassinated in the alley because of his father's association with a gang?
Well, I'm not going to reveal too much on that, unfortunately, Randy. I apologize. Obviously, we're looking to protect people. We do have some witnesses who have kind of put together a timeline for us on that. But we know with absolute certainty about a series of events going back as far as August, with 3 or 4 separate shootings and murders that we believe are tied to this particular gang conflict between these 2 groups of individuals. And unfortunately, Tyshawn's father is intimately involved in some of that. And putting together what we've got from witnesses, some of the evidence at the scene, we're tying those incidents all together at this point. And it's not 1,000%, but we're relatively certain that this is what happened.
And from what I understand, the boy's father, who you just mentioned, hasn't been cooperating. In fact, he's even accused the police of being more interested in his alleged gang activity than solving this crime. How do you want to respond to that?
Well, look, as I said yesterday at the press conference, I can't even tell you what he said to us when we tried to interview him on 2 separate occasions. And I can also tell you that because of the amount of attention that this has drawn, he scheduled a meeting with us at 7 a.m. this morning and didn't show up again. So, I mean, look, it is what it is. I don't even have to make a case here.
What about the suspects? Are you any closer to figuring out who did this?
We believe we know what happened. We believe we know who was involved. The point is proving it legally at this point. And that's what we're working on. And that's why we need a little bit more help. And that's why we set up the GoFundMe donations yesterday. And actually, here's a scoop for you all. The number is up to 51,000 as far as reward money for tips leading to solving and prosecuting this particular crime.
That is good news, but let me ask you, because in a lot of cases like these, people are afraid to come forward and give information. More often than not, snitches, as they're called and referred to in the neighborhoods, they get killed. So how do you change that mindset to get information?
Well, there is a good reason to be fearful in this case, quite frankly, and I absolutely understand it. But at the end of the day, good people will stand up. And I got to tell you something. I think we have a moral obligation to come forward and try and help in any high profile or any crime committed. But at the end of the day, this one goes to a separate level, and it's actually a little bit disturbing that we have to make sure that we get as much money out there as we can to encourage people to come forward. I mean, how about just doing the right thing?
Doing the right thing. Black women don't teach anybody to do the right thing unless they're going to get paid, because they don't care about the death of children. All they care about is how much money they can make off of that child's death. That's right, you guessed it. They had to make a GoFundMe page to pay people to come forth to give them information about a little child that was assassinated. Okay? Now, background story, the mother, her name is Carla Lee. Like I said in the beginning, we are going to deal with her more. And we're going to deal with her more because I want to point out something that Boss Hogg was kind of alluding to. Again, another shout out to Boss Hogg. She raised money on her GoFundMe page, purchased a car, and the information's here. And so they did all that, right? But this is what you probably don't know. Tashawn Lee, the child that was shot, was actually living with the grandmother. And he was the product of a thug for a father, that's right, a whorish black woman, screwed a thug, and produced this child. The child went to live with grandma, a single black mother. The reason why they couldn't get no help for anybody just to do what was right, because most of the people that are raised by single black mothers alone, that are independent and educated, are not taught to do what's right. They are taught to get paid, because that's all black women seem to be using their coochie for these days, is to get paid. These are the most exploitive creatures in the United States right now, the independent black mother. The only thing that seems to matter to her is money and getting paid. You hear that in everything they do. It's time to get paid. It's time to get paid. All right. And let's take a look at how she felt about the attention she was getting for diverting money that was used, that should have been used for her son, to herself.
This don't make no sense. I am so tired of y'all social media and y'all Facebook people bashing me. Y'all don't even know me. I was the best mother I was to my son. So somebody leak a video of me banning Kai. You lie. If a motherfucker telling you they gonna try to take your life too because whatever the fuck was going on, they already took my son. I walk to work. I get on the bus. I'm not trying to be a target for nobody. What you mean? I'm just gonna be like, okay, I know I'm in a pool of trouble, but yet I'm gonna keep walking myself to work or keep getting on the bus? How y'all sound? I got this shit for my protection, and y'all bashing me for getting a cop for my protection? I'm pretty sure that's something my son would have wanted me to do. Y'all people is crazy. Please just leave me alone. If y'all not gonna support me, leave me alone. I still have to live my life. Yes, my son gone. He's in a better place. Won't y'all just leave me alone? If you're not gonna support, leave me alone.
Huh. Now, a couple things I wanted to remind you on just a couple of seconds ago. Did I mention, by the way, that Tashawn Lee actually lived with his grandmother? But who got the money? From GoFundMe? The mother. And he was a product of a thug for a father. All right. And this is even most of these so-called educated women, most started college at 25. I put the video up to show the statistics with that. Most black women start college after they have a bunch of children from thugs. All right. I put up the statistics. So all you so-called educated black women that don't respect black men and teach it to the girls, no matter where they are, yes, they even teach it to other girls. All right. I have to be careful in my house that I can't let people that were my friends, I have to totally disown them. Is because even in my house, when I try to think that somebody had my back, nobody has my back. That's what I realized. The girls have their own agenda. The women have their own agenda. They try to come and befriend the girls and teach them all kind of wrong stuff that the girls don't realize is going to be detrimental to them later on, but they don't care because they're teenagers and they just want their way, right? Not realizing that people aren't going to be around when they get 18, and that's when they're really going to need help. But they don't learn that. And I hope that I can teach them that before they get 18. All right? But girls will take most of their instruction from women. So if the women are bad, then the girls are going to be bad. Now, if the women are raising boys by themselves, they corrupt the boys. And some woman tried to say that, oh, a boy can't come out corrupted. No. Anything you teach a boy at an early age, that's why it's important for men to be in a boy's life at an early age. But black women have been corrupting them sons from birth. All right. And by the time they hit 10, they're already destroyed in the head. This is how ISIS and everybody brainwashed children. Brainwash them boys to be the horrific soldiers. They're not even soldiers because soldiers have ethics. But the black women are brainwashing their boys to be evil, and they are manipulating and teaching evil to their girls so that they can be nothing but destructive and money seekers, right? So now we have a case of another whorish black woman screwing a thug to produce this child, right? Oh, did I also mention that Tashawn Lee, the child, didn't actually live with his mom, but lived with his grandmother? So, wait a minute. So what was his mother doing that the son had to live with his grandma? I wonder what she was doing. Why couldn't the son live with her? Maybe it was because of this. Oh, yes. Take a look at that. Your single black independent mother that's tired of the media chastising her for using her son's death for her own means. All right. But I mean, she's online. I guess what I say black women do? Making money. All right. And is she making her own money? No. Guess who's supporting her?
Shit. Bitch, a nigga get money, nigga get bad. Roll up, blood up, run it, nigga sell up all the crack. You can get a nigga lie.
Oh yes, the thug. All right. Now, to the black women that have a problem with this, here's the thing. The thugs are producing more babies, children from you black women than good men can produce, because that's all y'all doing is running around sleeping up with them and stuff. You're on ghetto gaggers and every other kind of trash. All right. But then you want to talk about why everybody coming at you. And then you want to do all this evil, and you consider the best mother yourself after posting these kind of videos makes you the best mother you can be. All right. And given that you're not even the mother, your mother, the grandmother, was raising the boy. All right. And then anytime somebody point out this evil, they're bashing. Well, if bashing means pointing out evil and trying to warn brothers to do right, or warn good men not to mess with y'all, then consider this bashing. So here are my final thoughts. At the end of the day, this kind of evil, if you look in the comment section, has been defended by, let's say, 3 groups of people. Black women have been defending this kind of behavior. The simps is because if black women ever act right, then maybe they might stop messing with simps. Or in order to get into them draws, the simps will say anything to try to curry favor by these whorish black women. And then the next ones are the Hotep Egyptologist men that think the black woman is God. Right? Now, if it was all about roots back to Egypt and stuff, that would be one thing. But I do not bow down and worship other images. And the black woman is the furthest thing from God. They do not create anything. And again, I'm going to say this. All life is created in the male, from the male. Life comes from the male through the female. Life may come out of her, but it started and it gets its genesis in the male. All right. So basically, without man, you don't have life. Without man, you don't have production. Without man, all these little conveniences everybody is enjoying, it would not exist. All right. And this is how good black men and boys are ending up just by being in the presence of black women. All right. This is how we're ending up. The picture is how we're ending up, either financially or physically. We're being killed financially, or we're going to be killed physically. But this is our course and how we're going to end up if we keep messing with black women, period. And yes, I'm talking about the good, educated black woman. You know, I had one woman reply to me about on a site I was on, and basically what she said was that she's independent, she has a son, been doing it by herself, and she don't need nobody where she's going to change. I was like, oh, and she thinks she's a godly woman. These women are downright evil, and they're teaching these girls to be evil. And these girls are coming out to be downright evil, and they're going to teach their daughters to be evil. Why? Because they cannot appreciate good men. And as good men, we need to stop doing good for anybody that's evil. It's a lesson I'm learning. With that said, I'm out.